Hi, I'm Mike and this is Scoutadelic, and let's talk about planets. Everyone knows that there are 8 planets in the solar system, or if you're my age, 9 planets, and Pluto is still a planet no matter how dwarfy he is. But there are 8 planets in total that orbit the Sun. Most of them orbit like a circular sort of orbit. Some are eclipsed depending on the planet itself. Now, of the 8 planets, they all obviously have a cycle around the Sun, which is classed as our year. So an Earth year is 365 days, which is when Earth travels all the way around the Sun and back to the same point. It's 365.25. That's why every 4 years we have something called a leap day, and that's usually in February. Why it's in February, I don't know. I'm not that scientific, but that is why Earth takes 365 days. The reason why we have a day which is 24 is because Earth has like a tiny little axis and it rotates as well. So whilst it's going around the Sun, it's also rotating on these 2 axes. And that means that at one point they will be closest to the Sun and therefore day, and the other time it'll be on the other side away from the Sun and therefore night. A rotation is usually 24 hours. So that is Earth. But the closest one to the Sun is Mercury. Now Mercury takes 88 days to travel all the way around the Sun. The next one is Venus. Now Venus takes 225 days to go around the Sun. And then obviously we have Earth. Earth is the 3rd rock from the Sun. The 4th we know as Mars. Now Mars takes 687 days to go around the Sun for its 1 year. So it's around about 1.88 Earth years is how long it takes Mars to go around the Sun. However, on rotating on its axes, Mars actually is just around about 24 hours as well. So there we are. A Mars day is almost similar to an Earth day, however, longer years on Mars. There we go. After Mars, there is obviously an asteroid belt, but then we have Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is one of our gas giants, and Jupiter takes 12 years to go around the Sun. That is a long time. You'll also notice that Jupiter usually has like a red spot. That's obviously one of its characteristics. But that is Jupiter there. Then you obviously have Saturn. Saturn is obviously known for its rings. The rings of Saturn. There is another planet that does have rings, but it's not really associated as much. But this is another gas giant as well. Up next is Uranus. Everyone laughs. But there is Uranus, and there we are. It looks quite beautiful. After Uranus is obviously the last supposed planet, which is Neptune. So 8 planets in total. Now, how I used to remember it is my very efficient mind just stores up 9 planets. Now, at that point there was 9, and the last one was Pluto. Was classified at one point as a planet, but then it got declassified to a dwarf planet. The reason being that wasn't because obviously they wanted to pick on this little planet that actually goes in a totally different orbit from around the Sun than most of the other planets. The reason was because they identified more planets that looked like Pluto. So if you accepted that Pluto was a planet, they had to obviously include quite a few number of others that orbited our Sun. However, if you declassified it as a dwarf planet, then therefore you didn't really have to add any more. You just had to subtract a little one away. Bye. So there are some ways to remember the planets, and these are very simple. You can either have "My very educated mother just served us noodles." Each letter of each word represents one of the planets. So my is Mercury, very is Venus, Educated Earth, Mother Mars, Just Jupiter, Served Saturn, Us Uranus, and Noodles Neptune. There are different ways of doing it, but depends on obviously how you feel. I always remember my efficient mind just stores up 9 planets. I've just got to remember that Pluto no longer with us. Hopefully this has been educational. Hopefully you've enjoyed learning a little bit about planets, and that's also part of your scientist badge. If you have enjoyed this, then don't forget to obviously like and share it around, because you never know, someone might out there like to know a bit about the planets and what they look like. And if you haven't already, this month we're giving away Oggy badges. Very limited edition, not doing them any other time, and you can only get them in our giveaway. So the details are in the description below. If you've liked and if you've shared, then please consider subscribing, and I'll see you again soon for another one of these. Bye!